What's up guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Manchester United career mode. As you guys can see, our first match today is going to be up against Wolfsburg in the Champions League, which is also our sixth and final game of the group stage, and we need a win. Anyone at this point can be promoted through, so it's a must-win game for us. However, before we jump into that game, we've got to have a quick look at the calendar to see the matches that will get played this episode, and also we have a little bit of transfer business to discuss. As you guys can see, the first game is of course against Wolfsburg. The next game then against Bournemouth, which will be one of the games I simulate. We then have a whole week off, and then a game against Norwich, which will be the other game that I simulate this episode, because out of all those teams I believe Norwich are the weakest. We'll then go to play Stoke a few days later, and then obviously after that we're going to end the episode with a big match up against Chelsea. So they're the games for today. Now, that transfer business that I said we have to discuss. As you guys can see right here on screen now, I have compiled myself a little bit of a shortlist of fantastically promising or great players that I can bring in, big names, players that are quite often well known. There's a couple there like Gaya, I think it is Jose Gaya, he's not a massive name in football, but if we quickly go down and have a look at him, he's quite a great player considering he's only, those stats are great, I should say, considering he's only 80 overall at 20 years old, and they're his stats. He could be absolutely fantastic, but the rest of these guys, as I scroll to the bottom of the list, you guys will be able to see that they're quite big players. I have quite a lot of strikers on here also, because if Ibra gets to the point where he wants to leave after a season, or it's time that we need a new striker if he decreases too much, then this way I have plenty of strikers left over to replace him. I can look at any one of these guys, even players like this man right here, Mario Balotelli. I believe you can bring into the game, and on FIFA he can still perform and be absolute quality, so any one of these strikers would work. I also have a scout out looking for anyone that's got 6 months left on their contract, to see if we can sign anyone on a pre-contract and get them for free and only have to pay their wages, because that could potentially save us quite a substantial amount of money, considering we won't have to pay transfer fees for them. Without further ado, it's time to jump into the game against Wolfsburg, the final Champions League game. We're away at Wolfsburg's home stadium. As you guys can see the lineup on screen right now, I'm playing Borthwick Jackson, who's not a common first team player, but he's been good recently, so I personally believe that I can leave him in that position. But yeah, I think it's just time to jump straight into the match. Here we go, on a snowy night here in Germany, Wolfsburg versus Manchester United for the final game of the Champions League group stage. As you guys already know, this is a must-win game for us. We're going to be going into this one knowing that we definitely need to pick up all 3 points, and anything but all 3 points, as we turn the ball over so stupidly and quickly, anything but all 3 points could mean devastation for us in terms of qualifying for the next round of the Champions League. Oh, that's a lovely through ball right through from Memphis Depay, who's cut the entire lines of their defense apart, and Naldo gets across to clear the ball with a header. Memphis can come back inside. I see Ibra. Can Ibra hit a long shot? What a hit from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. You could just feel it, I could feel it coming. Just when I laid that ball across, I felt like he took the perfect touch. You just get into a position and you just feel like you can't miss. And from there, Ibra's just taken, first time taking the shot, and he stroked it in at, I guess, the near post from there. I'm going to say the near post. Ibra just struck that ball home beautifully, and we're already 1-0 up in the tie. But no one's also moving around to give us the options, and now Wolfsburg are clean in here. Fantastic tackle from Rafael Varane. It's stupid to turn possession over that easily. The cross finds an open man, the volley not up to standard, but Varane again comes in big with the block/interception. Fantastic skill move. You go back inside. Plays the ball across to Willian. Willian tucks the ball in the bottom corner, and we're 2-0 up after only 36 minutes or so. And a lovely bit of skill move back inside. and he just plays the ball across. Willian takes a touch and puts it through the defender's legs and into the bottom corner. Fantastic goal. Now we have a little bit of breathing space, but we can't let our foot off the gas. Because this long ball up the wing has worked absolutely fantastically all game. I mean, that being said, it hasn't been many opportunities, but that's the first time we haven't scored. We've gone up the wing twice. We scored 2 goals, and then that time it hasn't come off. But every time it seems to split this Wolfsburg defense apart. Wayne Rooney pops the goal away, and it's 3-0 after 42 minutes. And I'm a little concerned that this is this easy, because the other games this episode will most certainly not be this easy to score in. Whatever it is, maybe the snow's playing up with Wolfsburg a little bit. Maybe they're not as suited to the conditions. This would be a lot more common in England. I don't know if that's actually a thing in FIFA, but it seems like we're performing outstandingly as opposed to how they're performing. They had a couple of early chances, 1 or 2 early chances, and we've come up the other end and we've tucked away 3 out of 4 chances that we've had in the past couple of minutes. That is in fact half time, and we are 3-0 up at the break. I'm kind of shocked. I'm a little bit taken back by the fact that we scored so many goals from what I felt like was going to be maybe the hardest game in this competition. But let's jump straight back into the second half and try and continue this good run of form. Found the ball up to Ibrahimovic very well. Gonna lay it off and swing that ball in towards the back post. Memphis Depay nearly coming through with a big header. Could have taken that away from the goalkeeper. It would have been an open net to head the ball into. Lovely little string of passing here. Working the ball in behind the Wolfsburg defence. And we found William with a mile of space here. Just drive it in at the back post, and William hasn't been able to put it in. Maybe I should have taken another touch and tried to drive it near post or something. But we're going to play this one to the top of the box. That's a bit better in terms of power. Schneiderlin have a dig. Saved lovely by the goalkeeper. Borthwick Jackson's been fantastic in this game so far. Find Memphis with a lot of room. Memphis' shot has been saved fantastically by the goalkeeper. Fantastic touch around the man. We've got someone in complete space here. We can lay it across. Clean through, we're all on side. You've just got to play that ball across goals. Rashford finishes it off. 4-0, the first goal of the second half coming in the 90th minute. A bit of a boring goal considering I played it across, but you have to do the safe thing. That being said, we were already 3-0 up and there was no way we could lose, so doing the safe thing was probably the most boring thing. But it's a goal for Rashford. It's another goal in this match, and we're going to have this one wrapped up 4-0 and progress through to the knockout stages of the Champions League. That's full time. We won this match 4-0 in the snow. I cannot believe this result. What a fantastic result this is as well. And now I'm absolutely delighted. We've clinched that promotion through to the knockout stages. I'm absolutely ecstatic over how that game went. That could not have gone better. As you guys can see, we have 3 emails in the office. We're going to have a look. They've found someone to report back. Joel Matip, actually. Speaking of, he will be one that goes straight to the shortlist. This game against Bournemouth was one I will be simulating. As you guys can see on screen right now, everyone's fit. I'm going to leave Borthwick Jackson in again, and we're going to jump straight in and simulate this match now. As this game gets underway, hopefully we can keep our previous run of form from the last game going and get ourselves a big win here against Bournemouth. There have been no goals scored so far. I'm going to wait until half time to skip. And the game's ended 0-0. It's not what we wanted, especially in our challenge for the Premier League. Drawing someone like Bournemouth, although we are away, I still feel that we should be winning matches against lower teams like they are. As we are about to jump into this game against Norwich, we'll most certainly be hoping to pick up all 3 points in this game. We are at home, so hopefully we should be able to beat these guys. We'll jump into them. We'll get straight into it. As you guys can see by looking at the lineup on the side there have been a number of changes. Nothing to the back line just yet, but Herrera, Sewell, Rashford and Martial all come in to replace players that were by me personally deemed to be required to rest up for the next few important games coming. As we see Sewell score and then Brady equalise, we're going to simulate through. We've picked up a 2-1 win thanks to a Marcus Rashford goal, which is fantastic. As long as we're picking up all 3 points, I'm not too worried if we concede 4 goals, just as long as we score 5. Okay, we're going to get into the Stoke City game now, and you guys are going to be able to see the lineup on screen. Rashford holds his place up front because I want to rest Ibra for the Chelsea game in just 2 days. That's also why Sewell's held his position. Luke Shaw's come back in so that I can run him through and see if I'm willing to play him against Chelsea, or whether I think Borthwick Jackson's form has been good enough. And Herrera maintains his role over Bastian Schweinsteiger. Here we are, and this time it's raining here at Stoke City's Britannia Stadium. We're most certainly going to be trying to pick up all 3 points. I believe if we pick up all 3 points, we can get very close to pushing towards top of the table as well. I think we've got ourselves netted firmly in either 3rd or 2nd. So if we can further that position today, or at least in this match, it would be absolutely fantastic. I found a lovely long ball here to Marcus Rashford, who goes past the defender, and the ball is saved fantastically by Jack Butland in goal. They somehow scored that. I was quiet. I thought, we've got 4 or 5 defenders around them. No worries, we'll pick them up easily. And no one sticks a bloody foot out to make an actual good tackle. I press tackle and he just skips past me. Blasts the ball past about 4 defenders right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 and the goalkeeper. Including the goalkeeper, sorry. And it's a horrendous goal to concede. Someone should have just stuck a leg out. And now we're 1-0 down. Play some good passes, go in behind the defence just like this, and Rashford's kicked it wide. Lovely ball through from Sewell to find Memphis to play in a lot of space. Bit of step overs, come back inside, play the ball in, it can't find the man, and we've now gone and taken down the goalkeeper and given away a free kick. Nothing's going our way in this first half. That's half time. I was going to say it would be fantastic for them if they could score a second goal, really give them some breathing space. But we most certainly need to change something up because things just aren't working when we move the ball up towards our front lines. It might be Rashford against these defenders. It might be something else. I'm going to have to experiment and see if I can pull something off and try and claw back the goal that we've conceded and then try and go on to win. This man right here, Zlatan, and that man just in behind him, Wayne Rooney, are now coming on to try and give us that real ferocious attacking power in this second half. Williams cut back inside. Go towards the line with the ball in for Ibrahimovic. He can't do it. And Wayne Rooney's taken maybe the worst touch you'll ever see in that kind of good goal scoring position. All he had to do is take any kind of touch that allowed him to face towards goal and just hit that, and surely he could have scored. A lovely ball through to Ibrahimovic, who takes a touch and nearly puts it into the bottom corner. But a save from Butland keeps them ahead. 1-0 up. That's an atrocious corner. I don't know what that was. That was horrible. Absolutely horrible. However, Varane can lay the man in. Hit. Off the bar. And Wayne Rooney takes a perfect touch to put the ball right in front of the goal. 1 yard out. Open goal. Tap in. Very unlucky from, I believe, Morgan Schneiderlin not to score that chance. But then it fell perfectly to Wayne Rooney. And he had the easiest of jobs finishing it off. The score is now 1-1, and we actually look like we can go on to win this game. We come back inside, shoot, it's off the bar! Ibra, touch, hit, no, no! Oh! I'll take a point, it's better than nothing, but that was incredibly unlucky not to score that final goal with the last kick of the game in those dying seconds. We were so close to getting it. But we haven't managed to do it. The final score is 1-1. It's only 1 point, and coming into a game against Chelsea, I'm a little nervy after the fact that we couldn't even manage to beat Stoke City. Now it is time for the matchup against Chelsea at Old Trafford. This is by far the biggest match of the Premier League games. I feel like the Champions League got edged out, but the biggest of the Champions League games. And you guys will see the squad in a minute. but I believe with the rested players we have and the rotated players we've put in, we can definitely take it to these guys. I believe it's our strongest side, and this is that side. Ibrahimovic up front. Martial replaces Memphis Depay simply because of how tired he was. Willian's a bit tired, Schneiderlin's a bit tired, Darmian, Smalling, Varane, Schneiderlin, they're all a bit tired, but they are the best players in their position, so I really need them for at least this match. Borthwick Jackson replaces Luke Shaw, as even though Luke Shaw felt fantastic in that last game, Borthwick Jackson has put in some solid, fantastic performances. Here's the kickoff between Manchester United and Chelsea at Old Trafford. Let's see how we can do. That man right there, William, back up against his old squad. And right away we have a big chance to get in here. It falls to Wayne Rooney. And what a block from Cahill there. I really think that could have challenged the goalkeeper and maybe even almost put the ball in the back of the net. Maybe Courtois would have had it. Oh no. They've got the... Oh, Diego Costa. I was just about to say they have a man wide open at the back post. They're probably going to head that away, and De Gea pulls out. An absolutely amazing save. Ibra, why are you not just sticking a foot out and putting that in? Oh, Diego Costa's just done us royally. And somehow, De Gea's come up with that ball. Diego Costa's found himself with a bit of space. And Varane again. Varane comes in big with a last minute tackle to deny them the chance to get in and score that 45th minute goal. As you guys can see by the stats quickly, there's been a couple of chances, but no one is able to put anything away, so hopefully in this second half we can do a lot better than that and we can actually tuck the ball in the back of the net. Chelsea with a wonderful tack on here and a wonderful shot from Diego Costa from the top of the box, flying into the top left hand corner. And now it's a long road back. 1-0 down, and it's going to take something special to beat this Chelsea side now. Varane seems like he's about the only defender that knows how to get a touch on the ball, and he's probably around about the only attacker that would be able to do anything either. No one seems to be able to get a foot on the ball. There we go, look at that, Raphael Varane again. Forcing the ball backwards, always holding play up, always doing the right thing. And the rest of the team's letting him down right now, as opposed to him letting down the rest of the team like he was just an episode ago. All Costa has to do is whip the ball in. He's going to run it in himself, plays it across and misses the chance atrociously, Mikel. What a lovely ball out wide here to the man Martial. Actually manages to skip back inside for once. Was about to unleash this shot and they come up with a tackle. Of course they do. They couldn't just allow me to have one shot in this second half, could they? Oh, Lingard kicks it straight at the goalkeeper. Come on, man. How hard is it not to kick it straight at the bloody goalkeeper? And now we've lost the game because of it. All because every time we attack, the last touch we take as we're about to shot, even if I press shoot, they take forever and then get tackled. It doesn't matter how I've worked the opportunity. I tried going from out wide up the middle. It didn't matter. That was probably the best chance we got. But nothing's gone our way. And I guess a 1-0 loss. I guess they are top of the table. But it just shits me off. Because no matter what you try to do, no matter how you work the ball, you can't get in and you can't score. As you guys can see on screen now, the next time I simulate through, we're going to hit the transfer window, which will be the start of the next episode, which unfortunately means that with the sour ending of a loss in the last match, this brings around the end of the episode. We had quite a good episode being promoted through to the knockout stages of the Champions League, which we've done quite well to finish top of the group. But that is the end of the episode. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.